Thank you, John, and welcome everybody to Friday Night Baseball on Sportsnet LA, brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now you see sunshine and blue skies above Coors Field. Earlier it was dumping snow and a brisk one, 32 degrees. Maybe we'll creep up toward 40 before first pitch, but it is definitely going to be a brisk Friday night to kick off this four-game set in the Mile High City. In the booth next to the Bulldog, Oral Hershiser, I'm Steven Nelson. Kirsten Watson is bundled up downstairs as well. But Oral, now the Dodgers hitting the road, 4 games here, and we might experience all 4 seasons.
We might. We've seen 2 already, but it's a road trip where they really need to march through the West. You got the 2 bottom feeders here with Colorado and then San Francisco. Start off hot.
5-1 on the last homestand. That record is good, and it pales in comparison to the record the Dodgers have against the Rockies in recent years.
Yeah, they have been fantastic. The pitchers have dominated here, and the hitters are going to stack their stats, and they probably will do it again. The starter they're facing tonight gives up a lot of home runs. That's what the Dodgers do a lot.
Well, I wonder what kind of game we're going to see given the conditions that we have experienced throughout this Friday. Kirsten Watson has more details.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, if we have learned anything when it comes to playing here at Coors Field, you've got the altitude, which means anything can happen. But today there was snow, and there was so much of it. It actually took the grounds crew about 5 hours just to get this field ready for the game this evening. At first, the guys, their reaction was, it's like a winter wonderland playing in the snow, a little bit of a snowball fight. But then the reality of we have to play a baseball game, and 30-degree temperatures came in, and that is what is going to be the challenge this evening. Dave Roberts made it very clear that this game is going to be mind over matter. There are so many elements and layers to playing here in Denver, but the cold weather tonight might prove to be the biggest of challenges, guys.
You talk about mind over matter, Kirsten. You wonder what the mind is like for Tyler Glasnow, making his 4th start of the season, but Oral, his first ever start at Coors Field in these conditions.
Yeah, you'll have to get used to watching the ball come out of your hand. We see his ERA at 4, but his actual ERA is a lot higher than his expected ERA. He has thrown the ball well. The expected ERA is 2.5, so I expect him to mow these guys down. They love to chase, and he's got a lot of chase pitches.
It's like Christmas in mid-April, but it's just game 1 for the Dodgers and Rockies here at Coors Field. First pitch to Shohei Ohtani next. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary.
Degrees at Coors Field in Denver. Adrian and Jerry, you guys played in similar conditions and games there in Colorado. Jerry, I know you started your career in Baltimore, played in some chilly games in April. Dave Roberts talked about it being mind over matter. How do you deal with these conditions the Dodgers and Rockies will have tonight?
It's about being mentally tough. And listen, they got to deal with it too. The guy on the mound, if you're the hitter, you're facing, he's cold. I'm not going to allow that mental edge as far as get that over me as far as being cold. Hey, I'm not cold. I'm out there. I'm going to be red hot with the bat, John. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it is cold. You do feel it in your hands, and you do feel it. But at the end of the day, you have everything you need to make sure that you are as warm as you can be, and you're not gonna let that get to you. So for me, it really isn't a big factor because when you're out there, you're playing the game.
Did you guys see Tasker Hernandez?
Yes.
He looked like the Iron Sheik. I'm really dating myself.
Hey, whatever it takes, though, to be warm in those conditions there at Coors Field. Hey, can't overlook the Rockies, though. They swept the Astros on their last homestand. They took 2 out of 3 in Toronto a couple of weeks ago. Dodgers trying to take care of business and keep this train rolling. First pitch with Steven and Oral is next.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich with freshly hand-breaded all-white meat and just $5.99 for a limited time. And by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Right-hander Tomoyuki Sugano, one of the greatest pitchers in NPB history, pitched for Samurai Japan in the most recent World Baseball Classic. Getting ready for his second outing against the Dodgers and hoping it's a lot better than the first one, which was last September when he pitched for the Orioles. Lasted just 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, including 3 Dodger home runs, 2 to Shohei Ohtani to dead center, then took a ground ball off the leg and had to leave the game. So it was a painful outing on a number of fronts. That was his lone season with the Orioles, then signed a 1-year deal with the Rockies, and what a pleasantly surprising start it has been for his Colorado career. And a no decision his last time out against San Diego, going 6 innings. Gave up just 2 earned runs and 4 hits, didn't walk a batter, struck out 3 and threw only 81 pitches. So far this year, a sparkling ERA at 2.16.
He throws the whole kitchen sink at you, and he's not afraid to throw any pitch in any count. What has gone on so far this year, though, is a lot of hard hit balls at people, so he's pitched with very good fortune. His actual ERA, yeah, the low 2s, but his expected ERA is over 5. So the Dodgers look at that and say, you know what, between Coors Field, cold weather, and him pitching, maybe they got a shot to score some runs.
And you say this, no matter what the record is or what the forecast is, the folks show up to watch the Rockies play baseball, and especially when the Dodgers are in town, a lot of Dodger blue in the stands. And you look at the field, 32 degrees, it is clear. You would have no idea, if you haven't been following the weather reports throughout this Friday, that not 4 hours ago it was blanketed in snow.
Kirsten documented that this grounds crew has done an amazing job. 5 hours of work, and the last 2 hours strictly on the infield that was covered with snow on top of the tarp, and it was like heavy icy slush. It was unbelievable how they manicured the outfield at first, and they did a lot of lifting. I don't know about those guys' backs tomorrow, lifting that heavy wet snow. And then they finished off on the infield and made it look beautiful and baseball ready.
Now, a heating and draining system which was installed around 2020 certainly helped, but a huge tip of the cap to the grounds crew here at Coors Field and all the folks who worked hard to have the playing surface looking like this as we get closer to first pitch. Now we show you the Dodgers starting lineup presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. This looks more normal. The last time out, Shohei Ohtani got the night off from hitting as he dealt on the mound pitching. He leads off in front of Kyle Tucker. Will Smith will bat third behind the plate. Freddie Freeman will clean up at first base. Teoscar Hernandez bats fifth in left field. Max Muncy playing the hot corner. And then the last 3, 7, 8, 9 have been the money spots in the Dodger lineup all season. Andy Pages in center. Ha-Seong Kim at short. And then Alex Freeland switch hitting to round things out.
Shohei has loved hitting in Coors Field. It includes a 476-foot home run off of Austin Gomber back in 24. He owns this place, and pretty much his on-base percentage at Coors is close to 50% of the time he gets on. And when he doesn't get on, sometimes he just runs all the way around the bases because he has 7 home runs here.
He has a 48-game on-base streak, the longest active streak in the majors and the 4th longest ever for a Dodger. He also has a 16-game hitting streak at Coors Field. So he has all of that confidence as he strides to the plate facing a pitcher that he has owned in a small sample size. Next up on the list for the streaks, Willie Keeler. For Tomoyuki Sugano, all 4 of his runs allowed this year have scored on solo home runs. 33 career starts in MLB, 37 home runs allowed. Ohtani and Sugano were part of the same NPB draft class in 2012. Ohtani has faced Sugano 5 at-bats. He has 4 hits, 3 of them extra base hits, and 2 of them home runs. Both hit last summer in Baltimore. So with that in mind, we watch Sugano get ready for his first pitch of the game and this series to get us underway. Ohtani tried to ambush. He swings over the top of a strike. Since hitting a leadoff home run against Jacob deGrom on Sunday, Ohtani is hitless in his last 9 ABs. You don't expect that streak to last much longer. Sugano's 0-1. In there for strike 2.
He's usually pretty cool in April and heats up in May, but we might see him bust out here with 4 games here in Colorado.
Here comes Sugano. Downstairs.
Teammates in the WBC, these two. Very familiar with each other.
Sugano thinking, what part of the kitchen sink am I going to throw on this 1-2 pitch? Ohtani rips it into right field. He's thinking 2 out of the box. Here's the turn. The throw in is cut off, and Ohtani slides in with a leadoff double. So now 5 for 6 with 4 extra base hits against Sugano is Shohei.
A breaking ball that is able to get down and under. The off-speed stuff fools him a little bit, but he's got long arms and a long bat to get down and under this and elevate it over the first baseman. And it's a routine double, but he slides into second with just warming up here. Almost easier to slow down by sliding than stopping with your hamstrings and your quads.
So leadoff man in scoring position for Kyle Tucker, coming off his first home run on Wednesday at Dodger Stadium. He's got an RBI in back-to-back games, finishing the homestand.
It was a line drive, but it was enough to get out.
Ball 1 outside, and you could see the reaction as he came across home plate. It was like an exhale, the relief, and then the line of teammates waiting for him in the dugout. That had to feel good for the new Dodger. Ohtani on second, the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2 to Tucker.
Adrian Gonzalez made a great point on the pregame show about when he's been in most lineups, he's the guy you don't let beat you, and people pitched around him. Now he's, you know, after Ohtani and before Will Smith or before Mookie Betts or before Freddie Freeman, and all of a sudden he's getting pitches in the strike zone. And that can be a change of mentality. I thought it was very interesting that Adrian could take us that deep into a star hitter and now surrounded by stars.
Tucker 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against Sugano. Now the 2-1. Count squares up.
And where that comes to roost is the fact that he just got a 2-1 fastball. You know, maybe before it's a 2-1 changeup. Maybe it's a fastball in off the plate, knowing you might want to swing, but I'm going to jam you. But the pitch selection that he's anticipating has changed.
Ball 3 outside, full count. If you're Shohei standing on second, like, Kyle, bring me in. I'm tired of standing out here in the cold. I want to run. Sugano's payoff. Tucker rolls it to the right side. It'll be a productive first out. Ohtani to third, 1 away.
It's well done. Dodgers known for hitting home runs. Most home run reliant team. Over 50% of their runs come from home runs, but you can play small ball.
Brings up Will Smith. Hitting 286 on the season. And Will Smith was asking Jeremy Rahak, hey, he has not looked at me yet. Have to engage the batter and the pitcher with at least 8 seconds remaining on the pitch clock. Shohei on third, 1 out in the first. Infield in for Colorado. The pitch from Sugano. Misses. Skips around. Brett Sullivan, the catcher, couldn't find it for a moment, but no chance Shohei was going to come home there.
Well, it's interesting that they have the infield in, and with the cold weather and Shohei and his value, the Dodgers have probably told him, make the ball go through before you go. They are not going on contact here. They're not going to risk his health in a bang-bang play at the plate with a slide and a collision.
Two balls, no strikes. Sugano to Smith. Fouled away.
Tucker did the small ball job, and now Will Smith trying to do at least that and drive in Ohtani with some kind of productive out as a minimum.
On a 2-1, Smith flies the ball right center field. Doyle running over. He makes the catch, but that does get the job done. A sacrifice fly, and the Dodgers on the board first. So Ohtani with a leadoff double, extending his on-base streak to 49 games, and he comes home to score the first run of the game. 2 outs, the base is now clear, and Freddie Freeman at the plate. First pitch, slice foul.
A lot of foul territory here at Coors, a lot of outfield territory here at Coors. Outfielders having to stand around and try and stay warm enough to sprint after a ball. Same thing with the infielders.
And Freeman hits one on the button toward the gap in right center field. Doyle covers a lot of ground, but he's not going to get that one. One hops off the warning track, and the Dodgers have their second double of the first inning. And for Freddie, he has double 554 in his career.
The Dodger fans remember Chris Taylor and his phrase of barrels are overrated. Well, they are not overrated for Freddie Freeman this year. He has one of the best barrel ratings of anybody in the big leagues. And again, he does it here in 2026. That is a blast out there in the right center gap.
So a runner in scoring position. Teoscar Hernandez going to try and bring him home. Ball one to a Dodgers slugger who loves his visits to Coors Field. May hate the forecast today. May not like the cold temperatures, but he has loved visiting this park. 2-0. 13 games for Teoscar Hernandez at Coors, and he has been a killer. We have our first ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. It's the catcher Brett Sullivan tapping the helmet. And that's an unsuccessful challenge.
You heard of a straw poll right down in the locker room, right? As far as who would be the most miserable today. This would help him not be miserable driving in this run. Oh, that would be one you might want to save your challenge for that one. Hollow of the knee. A little wide.
3 balls, no strikes. Sugano about to throw his 20th pitch of the first inning. 2 outs, Freeman on second. Here it comes. There's a strike, Sugano on the board. But for Hernandez, 13 games here, or 10 games here, Beg your pardon, 13 games here, 20 hits as a Dodger visiting Coors, 9 of them extra base hits, 4 home runs. On the 3-1. Hernandez slices one down the right field side into the net, foul.
That's a good sign for Teo right there. Fastball with a 2-strike count and going down the right field line with it. That means he's going to be on the off-speed stuff. You pull that fastball as a right-hander here down the left field line foul, the pitcher knows that you're out in front.
The payoff from Sugano. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The splitter strands Freeman, but the Dodgers do get the first run. 1-0 lead. Tyler Glasnow to the bump when we come back.
Good thing.
Here's the starting lineup for Warren Schaefer and the Colorado Rockies. Edouard Julien leads off at second base. Mickey Moniak slugging DH, bat second. TJ Rumfield at first. Troy Johnston cleans up and right. Ezekiel Tovar at short. Brett Sullivan behind the dish. Then it's Doyle, Kyle Karros, and Jake McCarthy. Tyler Glasnow's first pitch is a ball upstairs. Dodgers staff rolling, coming off that series sweep with the Mets, in which they held New York to 3 runs the entire series. For Glasnow, start number 4 on the year in his first career start at Coors Field. Coming off a no decision against Texas. 6 innings, and that outing spoiled by a couple of home runs. First 3 pitches have missed the zone.
The chill makes the ball slippery in your hand. And usually with great starting pitchers like Glass, you try and get them early because they're trying to find their range.
3-0 down the pipe, and Glasnow on the board. And another full count.
It's a way to find your rhythm in the nick of time with the leadoff hitter. Long walk in from center field bullpen, and then to sit there while your team scores a run. That feels good, but it still is a weight.
Exhales and delivers the payoff. Hit on the ground to second, handled on the hop by Freeland. 1 out. So the Dodgers are 13-0 in Glasnow's last 13 appearances, 10 starts, and that goes back to this night, September 8th of last year at home against the Rockies. 7 no-hit innings. He struck out 11. The only reason he was removed is because of that pitch count at 105, but he was brilliant.
Yeah, he was brilliant. The curveball was working an awful lot. The curveball, since he's been a Dodger, out of the zone, 1 for 76. And this Rocky team, they chase.
First pitch strike to Mickey Moniak. Now the Rockies have struck out 194 times. That's the most in Major League Baseball, and you know Glasnow's got strikeout stuff. Strike 2, there's the curve.
At 80 miles an hour, and you could see with the elevation, the humidity's helping it a little bit, but this ball did not break the way his curveball normally breaks. Looks like it's about half the size. It's a little better one and a little more break, but is firmer at 86. But you saw that one right there. It started on a downward plane, and that's why it was able to break more compared to the one that comes out of your hand level. That's when it breaks less.
On a 1-2, Moniak pulls one down the right field side. It is hooking foul. When Moniak hits the ball, he tends to hit it hard. He is a slugger. Batting average has never been his calling card, but former #1 overall pick. He's already got 5 home runs his first 13 games. It's about half of his hits on the season. Another 1-2 from Glasnow. Another foul ball. It knocks some snow and ice off the netting above the Rocky dugout.
You know, talk about the power, you're right, at the plate. On base percentage below 300, but OPS above 900.
Glasnow trying to put him away. Lays off the high heat. Two balls, two strikes, the pitch. Check swing, but he held up.
Some shoulder, but not enough bat to go around.
Now the 3-2. Moniak not going away quietly. For Glasnow, you've been paying attention to his arsenal. He's been throwing more curveballs and sinkers so far this year. Wonder how much, if at all, that'll tweak at the end of tonight's outing, given the elevation and the conditions. Another payoff. And the dirt. Ball 4, and Moniak works a one-out walk.
Yeah, we'll see. I think with Tyler, sometimes it's not going to be the ballpark as much as it's going to be what the feel is and the rhythm is for him. And we've seen so far that he's used the curveball a lot more. And you're right, as far as the fastball and the sinker also. I think he's throwing more fastballs and sinkers just because he's had better mechanics and he can locate it more towards the corner.
Rumfield swings to the first pitch, sends it toward foul ground on the left side, but Muncy's not going to get there. Strike one. You saw that last graphic at the bottom of the screen. Glasnow, he has cut his walk rate in half and then some from last year to this. He just issued a walk to Moniak, only his 5th of the season.
He's had much more initial rhythm at the beginning of games and at the beginning of innings to cut that walk rate.
The 0-1, Rumfield. Foul, strike 2.
In past years, it's taken him a while to gain his rhythm on the mound, not just the 8 warm-up pitches, but the competitive pitches after the warm-up pitches where he starts to feel his rhythm and then gets into it. And I think it leads to some 1-0 counts, which leads to a lot more walks.
He had 2 strikes on Moniak, lost him to the walk. Now 2 on Rumfield. Runner goes, the pitch. Cut on and missed, strike 3. The throw down to second, not in time. Nearly a strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play. We'll see if the Dodgers want to take an extra look.
It'd be the kind of tag where it's on the waist, but as the foot reached the bag yet. And here we get a look at it. Looks like the tag's on the back leg and he's safe. Play on.
First stolen base of the year for Moniak to get into scoring position, but now 2 outs.
Rockies have been using the stolen base this year aggressively compared to last. They've really said, you know what, if the offense is not going to score with the bats, we're going to be aggressive on the base paths.
Strike 1 to Troy Johnston.
If it gets to the front leg, he's got a shot, but since it's the back leg, the front leg gets in there.
20th pitch of the first inning for Glasnow. 1-0 Dodgers in the first.
That's the Rockies' 22nd stolen base this year already. They've been caught 9 times.
A ball and a strike. Here's Glasnow. A painful second one on Johnston.
Especially painful in 32 degrees weather.
After that first strikeout, Tyler Glasnow 6 away from getting you free Jumbo Jacks tomorrow in LA, after of course you buy a large drink. Glasnow's 1-2. Got him. There's the curve. Hammer down to end the first inning, and Strand Moniak's walk. 1-0 going to the second.
Welcome back to a very, very cold Coors Field, where the big question today, Stephen, as you presented, is who is going to be the most miserable during this game this evening? As you said, a lot of the guys pointed to Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez. So right before first pitch, I asked Max, on a scale of 1 to 10, how miserable are you right now in this weather? And he did not give me a number. He just looked at me. He goes, well, it's not great, Kirsten. It's not great. And I said, considering that I am bundled head to toe, I completely understand, because there have been guys like Tanner Scott today who were out here in a T-shirt. Yes, he is from Ohio, so he's used to the colder weather, but in a T-shirt like this is nothing when it was actually snowing, guys.
Yeah, Tanner Scott, he was very proud of that. Psychopath behavior. The 1-1 pitch, low and outside. But Scott, he just does not like hot. Meanwhile, Blake Trinan says you'll see Max Muncy wearing a turtleneck when it's 65 degrees. So definitely south of that, the temperatures today. 2-1. Fly ball, right center field. Doyle turns, and this ball's gone. Miserable Max. You kidding? Muncy loves this weather.
The one thing about layers of clothing when you play baseball, it does make you feel like you're going to be short and quick. You're going to be tight, easier to really concentrate on keeping your mechanics together. And this is a short, quick swing. He knows he got it, but it's cold and there's a lot of humidity in the air. And is it going to travel far enough over a double wall? And it does.
Number 5 on the season for Muncy. And it was no cheapie, 434 feet. And that was his first extra base hit away from Dodger Stadium. A pitch clock violation issued to Sugano, second time that he is been told about having to engage the eyes. Is 1-1 to Andy Pages. Hook's low and away.
The hitter has to look up and engage by 8 seconds, but the pitcher, if he hasn't engaged, cannot start.
Just missed the outside edge. Ball 3 for Pages, coming off with 2 for 3 Wednesday. It was his 9th multi-hit game of the season. He's had at least 2 hits in half of his games this year. And ahead 3-1. Pages takes a rip but misses, strike 2.
I would have thought that Andy would have been near the top of your straw poll also, as far as miserable people.
3-2, poke foul.
Or it wasn't about miserable people. It was about actually the weather and miserable.
Specifically in today's playing conditions. There was 1 vote for Andy Pages, but then Andy himself said, no, I don't care. Because Andy Pages is stone cold now.
This is true.
Yeah. Another payoff to center, but it's going to hang up for Doyle in the first out of the inning.
Just got to find some holes out there in that 2.66 acre outfield.
Dodgers scoring in each of the first 2 innings today. A Will Smith sacrifice fly scoring Ohtani in the first, and then a Muncy solo home run here in the second. Strike 1 to Ha-Seong Kim. A ball and a strike. Saw Kim go deep on Wednesday.
4 home runs for the Dodgers.
Sugano's 1-1. Kim lays off the split.
Kim's might have been the biggest surprise. Tucker's was the biggest relief. The biggest joy was Dalton Rushing's grand slam.
On a 2-1, Kim flies it to left. Running toward the line, McCarthy. 2 out. For Sugano, he's gotten 2 outs in the scariest part of the order. 7 and 8. Now number 9 with Alex Freeland.
It's pretty bad. Your lineup is really long when you have 2 hearts of the lineup.
On Wednesday, the bottom 3 of the order for the Dodgers had 4 hits, 3 of them for extra bases. They drove in 6 and they scored 3 times. Swing and a miss for Freeland, and on the year hitting .328 in those spots. And the OPS is 130 points higher than the second best 7, 8, and 9. One and 1.
I'm sure their OPS is better than at least 50% of the top of everybody else's orders. Maybe even more.
One ball, 1 strike. Freeland loops one into right field. A 2-out single turns the lineup over. Another knock at the bottom to set the table for the top.
And this is the one thing that the bottom of the order has done very well. It has produced base runners so that Shohei Ohtani is hitting with people on base.
Ohtani 1 for 1 with a leadoff double and a run scored. On base streak at 49 games. Takes a fastball down the pipe. Strike 1. Snapped an 0 for 9 stretch. And continued his on base streak and hitting streak here at Coors, now 17 consecutive games. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss. He fell behind 0-2 in the first inning. Has done so again in the second.
The way Dodger bats have been hot, and especially on the road, it's not a far reach that in these 4 games that one of them hits for the cycle.
Splitter in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 Dodgers in the second.
Cycle is so hard though because of that triple. Now, here you might get 2 doubles and 2 home runs.
Sugano deals. Just misses with the splitter. Ohtani with an even better take, and that was a pitch. Shohei has the count square. Sugano fires. And Ohtani loops his second hit of the game. Freeland will hold up. Station to station, back-to-back singles. The Dodgers have something cooking with 2 away in this second inning.
Another low pitch. This one he doesn't get completely under. It's a little lower than the last one. This one a splitter. He had a breaking ball for his double in his first at bat.
Up to Kyle Tucker to keep the line moving. 2 on, 2 out. And a 2-run lead in the second inning. Rips back, strike 1. Well, the last road trip, Tucker was excellent. Hit .381 in those games through DC and Toronto.
On the subject of cycles, there are two ballparks that are tied for the most cycles in baseball. Fenway and here. Both have 18, but Fenway was built in 1912, and this was built in 1995. I got to give an asterisk to this ballpark as far as number of cycles.
You'll see some stuff when you come to Coors Field. That much we know. Wave and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes on Tucker. Another lengthy inning for Sugano. Gave up another home run. Max Muncy with a leadoff shot in this frame. 38 surrendered in this his 34th start. On a 1-2. Tucker strikes out swinging. So the back-to-back singles from Freeland and Ohtani stranded on the bases, but Max Muncy charged up to center field, warms everybody up in the dugout.
Opening week, the Dodgers wore their new gold jerseys and caps commemorating their World Series win. Head to MLBshop.com to score the same ones.
Good start to this 4-game series in Colorado for the Dodgers. A run in each of the first 2 innings. Strike 1 for Glasnow against Ezequiel Tovar. Shortstop fouls one away. Talented Tovar had a big 2024, but was limited in 2025 because of injuries. 1-1. Only 95 games last year for the shortstop. Hip injury and then an oblique strain. Something the Dodgers shortstop Mookie Betts is currently on the mend from. Strike 2.
It's one of those strains that can almost be more nagging than a broken bone, because you really don't know when it's healed and how far you can test it to bring it along.
Do you feel like there's been a rise in oblique injuries the last 5-10 years, or was it just called something different back in the day?
Yeah, I think it was called something different. We didn't do as much core work, so you couldn't pull a fat.
1-2 outside.
But you know that there's a ton of core work going on.
There is. That is true.
And you know what? Then there could be too much core work as far as fatigue maybe on that day. Who knows?
Tipped into the glove. Strike 3. That's 3 straight Ks for Glasnow. 1 out in the second.
It's really it's a rotational injury for pitchers as far as exploding, for hitters exploding right there. Both of them serious rotation in the pitching delivery and serious hip separation and shoulder separation as a hitter.
4 more strikeouts, and you all can celebrate in Los Angeles with a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow after buying a large drink and a Jack in the Box near you. Ball 1 down and in to Brett Sullivan, the backup catcher, starting tonight instead of Hunter Goodman. Two and 1.
Hitter mad, pitcher glad after that pitch. Could have been a 3-0 count, but you get a little check swing and foul tip.
If you were on the mound in these conditions, like the feels like is in the 30s.
Yep.
Are you trying to pitch inside the hitters even more? just to abuse the hands?
At times, yes. And then you also like to try and get them off the end of the bat. But the main thing I want to do is I want to pitch fast and get my fielders out of the cold and get them in the dugout.
On a 2-2, Sullivan strikes out swinging 4 in a row for the Dodgers right-hander.
Throwing strikes and attacking the strike zone early and getting the ball put in play or getting that quick strikeout. This was with a deep count, but they much appreciate that. And you feel like they would be in a better mood when they go try and get you some offense.
Now 22 strikeouts away from 1,000 in his career. If he keeps up this current pace, he may get it tonight. 2 outs and the bases empty in the second. The Rockies center fielder Brenton Doyle. Fly it in the air, right center field. Routine for Andy Pages. A 1-2-3 shutdown second inning for Glasnow.
About the express written consent of the Dodgers.
You're watching back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA. And it's brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Top of the third, Dodgers 2, Rockies nothing. 3, 4, and 5 coming to the plate, starting with Will Smith. First pitch shatters his bat. Little flare into right center field. That bloops down for a knock. Did that go flying into the Dodger dugout too?
It is headed towards the dugout. I think it ends up in the stairwell. They're watching.
Heads up, Doc.
Yeah, about halfway. The bat, half of the bat going halfway to the Dodger dugout is when they realized it was coming at them.
Splitter misses to Freddie Freeman. Dodger first baseman doubled his first time up. He's now 6 doubles away from matching Eddie Murray and Jeff Kent on the all-time doubles leaderboard, but where he ranks among active players, that's number 1 in a lot of categories. Sugano's 2-0 is a strike. Now, we've been talking about the conditions today, how cold it was. About 35 degrees at first pitch. Not the coldest game on record in MLB. That game was almost 13 years ago to the day. April 23rd, 2013, here in Denver against the Atlanta Braves. Freddie Freeman played in that game. But for Freddie, nothing special. He says if it's 100 degrees, 20 degrees, I'm wearing the exact same thing. I'm doing the exact same thing. Nothing changes.
It looks like he's got his dry fit sleeves on, no turtleneck.
Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Stays upstairs and fills the count. He also added today's like a heat wave compared to that game in 2013, which was 23 degrees at first pitch. Reverse of the count. Still 3-2.
No outs in the third. 55 pitches already seen by the Dodger lineup. The best time to attack a bullpen early is the first game of a 4-game series.
Another payoff. Ball 4 outside. First 2 Dodgers reach to start the third. As Freddie heads to first, we'll listen to this word from Morongo.
Chris Young live May 8th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
Now Teoscar Hernandez struck out as the final out of the first inning. Had the home run Wednesday, but Oral, you might agree that his more impactful hit was that infield single in the 8th as Francisco Lindor played back, did not charge, stayed on his heels. Hernandez was hustling out of the box, reached base, and that set the table for Dalton Rushing's grand slam.
It was a huge momentum swing. It ended up sparking the Dodger offense. He laid back on this to play the big hop. He should have tried to get the short hop about 6 feet sooner. And laying back, throwing off his heels, Teo beat it out.
Over 2. And that was another lesson to the young players watching, to respect 90 feet. Right? Because one hustle play, you may think it's a routine out or should be a routine out, but if you book it down the line, perhaps you're rewarded and perhaps you help spark your team.
I think it's how the Dodgers won the World Series last year. You know, statistically, Toronto overall had better statistics, but the Dodgers won the moments, and especially in the big moments, whether it's going over to left center and catching a ball and helping your left fielder, as Pages did for Kike Hernandez. Just guys that with no names. Will Klein coming in and pitching the way he did in relief when he's the last guy.
On a 1-2, Hernandez stays alive, fouling away a slider.
Failing to take a really good secondary lead if you're a Toronto Blue Jay in a key situation where you could win the World Series. Miguel Rojas had so many detail moments that were right on the edge. That were the difference, the hairline difference between winning and losing in a Game 7 and a Game 6.
2 on, nobody out, another 1-2. Upstairs, and the count evens for Teo. And then from just the individual perspective, talk during the spring about the shape Teoscar Hernandez was in. I think he looked pretty darn healthy on that infield single.
Mateo has increased his foot speed. Andy Pages has increased his foot speed. Hyesung Kim has increased his strength overall, hitting the ball harder. The home run on the last homestand at Dodger Stadium. A lot of guys have improved in small little areas that everybody comes in and I'm in the best shape of my life, but these guys really are. Every year looking to improve until age catch up with you, and then you're just trying to keep the bathwater in the bathtub.
That was the second disengagement for Sugano. Smith on second, Freeman on first, no outs in the third, 2-0. Strike 3. Sugano punches Hernandez's ticket for a second time tonight. Bring up Max Muncy onto the Performance Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Led off the second inning with a solo home run, his 5th of the year. Maybe he likes the cold weather after all. Ball 1 outside.
Over the years, it's been portrayed that he plays baseball kind of with a football mentality, but I don't think he likes football weather.
By his own admission, he would tell you that. 2 on, 1 out. Sugano deals. And Muncy slices one foul.
This is the ballpark that if you're an offensive player, you want to stack your statistics. And Max, with his home run and this situation here, has a chance to build a stack for himself.
And the dirt skips away from Sullivan, and Smith takes third base, an extra 90 feet.
Makes it a little easier to get a ribeye steak if you're Max Muncy now because of the good secondary lead and reading the ball in the dirt as Will Smith gets a good jump over there.
Now Dodgers on the corners and 1 out. The 2-1 is downstairs. That second inning home run for Muncy was number 214. The Dodger. Next up on the all-time list, Ron Cey at 228. Muncy down the right field side. Fair ball just inside the line. Smith scores. Freeman stops at third. An RBI double for Muncy. And the Dodgers add one more. Now 3-0.
Shohei with a single and a double. Now Max with a home run and a double. Two guys building towards a cycle, and this one is right down the line. The carom was pretty soft, which kept Freddie Freeman at third, and especially with 1 out.
Pages jumps on the first pitch to left center field. Doyle makes a leaping catch. Plenty deep enough to score Freddie Freeman on a sacrifice fly. Muncy also tags and moves to third.
Wasting no time, picking on a first pitch fastball and drives it. Almost hit it right in the gap, cleared the bases, and had himself standing at second.
Strike one to Ha-Seong Kim.
He doesn't necessarily have to hit outfield grass to drive this run in. He can leg out an infield signal with his speed.
'70th pitch from Sugano. Only 2 outs in the third. A ball and a strike for the Dodgers shortstop. Max Muncy on third base. The 1-1 tails away. Muncy's RBI double was his first hit with runners in scoring position this year. Ha-Seong Kim has thrived in these situations in his young career. Could not check up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt, well blocked by Sullivan. You see the frustration mounting for Sugano on the mound.
He's throwing a split finger right there, and it was just a ball out of hand, so it was a very easy take. He's upset with himself at the height that he started that pitch.
Back-to-back innings with at least 26 pitches. The Kim. Outside, ball 4. Inning continues.
Dodgers have scored in every inning. 1, a 1, and a 2 so far in this inning. The possibility to add some more right here.
Dodgers have him cornered, and Alex Freeland at the plate. Strike 1. Freeland singled with 2 outs in the second inning. Was left on the bases. Dodgers with 2 runs across here in the third. Still have an out to play with. No swing on the appeal. So it's 1-1. So Freeland, after that base hit in the second, has hits in back-to-back games. And after he went 3 games without one.
Picture of Freddie Freeman and what he wears, and then Alex Freeland. You think they're in different ballparks.
On a 1-1. Sugano misses down and in. '30th pitch of the inning from Sugano. Fouled away.
Sugano's actual ERA coming into this game after 3 starts, a little over 2. But the expected ERA, with all the hard hit balls and barrel up balls that he's given up, was over 5. And the Dodgers are hitting to that level.
After 12 legendary years in NPB, pitching for the Yomiuri Giants in Tokyo, this is his 2nd year in MLB. Runner goes, blocked in the dirt, but Kim steals second, so now 2 in scoring position. Second stolen base for Hesson. What are you thinking here if you're Freeland? Full count, first base open, Ohtani on deck.
You're thinking you're getting a strike, but he'll throw anything.
Fly ball straight away center field. Doyle tracking it back. It makes a catch on the warning track. So the Dodgers straight 2, but that's after they scored 2. Max Muncy with his 2nd RBI and a 4 lead.
Join the Dodgers on April 27th for Japanese Heritage Night. Purchase special ticket package and receive your exclusive jersey presented by Daiso. For tickets and more, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Tyler Glasnow's first pitch of the bottom of the 3rd is a ball downstairs on Kyle Karros. Dodgers leading Colorado 4-0 in the series opener. Karros coming off a series in Houston, going 2 for 7 with 3 walks. He reached in half of his plate appearances. Hitting just .196, but the on-base percentage at .328 because he has been very patient and used a keen eye to work a lot of walks. Two and 2. Before every series, we get notes from Dr. Krajewski, Doctor of Stats and Research for the Dodgers, and reference Karros' walk rate of 16.4%. He lays out ball 3 from Glasnow, 9th best in the National League, and he added, has a better eye than his father.
I figured there was going to be something in there about EK. I'm actually surprised that EK's not in town.
Check swing, foul ball, 3-2. He was in town last August when the Dodgers came here to Coors Field. Kyle Karros hit his first big league homer. That was after a couple of strikeouts. And he got Emmett Sheehan. And here he takes another walk leading off the 3rd. Here's a word from Kia. Second walk issued by Glasnow tonight. Now the number 9 hitter, Jake McCarthy, the former Arizona Diamondback.
Good to get right back in the strike zone. Looking for a double play ball here.
Wave and a miss. They'll take that all the same. Another strikeout for Glass now. He's up to 5. 1 away.
Little breaking ball that gets below the barrel of the bat. Gets the swing and miss. First time through the order, 5 Ks for Tyler.
And strike 1 to Julien. Julien, a new Rocky, debuted with Minnesota back in 2023 in an excellent rookie season, and then just couldn't keep it rolling after that. On the ground to second. One batter later, your order is ready, Hershiser. Swiping tag from Freddie Freeman to complete the double play. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. This was earlier and now.
You did that fast.
Yeah, the grounds crew certainly did.
5 hours of work in a flash.
After a few hours of snow, you would have no idea looking at Coors Field now. We're a mile high up in Denver. These kind of things can happen. It's weathering heights. Very niche reference there. We have a delay on the field. Leave one of the base paths. We'll get that figured out. Top of the 4th. 4-0 Dodgers lead, and the top of the order coming to the plate.
Dodgers have not posted a 0 yet, and I'm not sure they really want to. These guys are really building up on some stats.
So the Dodgers have crossed a scary threshold for the Rockies this year. And they give up at least 3 runs, 3 or more runs. They are 2-10. They have leaned on run prevention to get their 7 wins. Ohtani 2 for 2, a double and a single. Sugano's first pitch of the 4th is outside ball 1. Ohtani and Muncy. Couple Dodgers with multiple hits already. Sugano's 1-0. Ground ball to second, handled on a hop. And for the first time in MLB, Tomoyuki Sugano retires Shohei Ohtani.
Home run, double, single, ground out to second.
In the 2011 NPB draft, Sugano was initially selected by the Hokkaido Nipponham Fighters, but he refused to sign with the team. He wanted to play for the Yomiuri Giants, who were at the time managed by Sugano's uncle. That's Tatsunori Hara. Ball went outside to Kyle Tucker. So the Giants drafted him in 2012 per his wishes. That same draft class, the Fighters made another controversial selection, but who didn't necessarily want to sign with them. That was Shohei Ohtani. Tucker hits one well in the air to right center field, carrying back toward the wall, off the top of the cage in front of the Dodger bullpen. And Kyle Tucker will stand up at second with a 1-out double.
Fastball in the middle of the plate, and Kyle is starting to not swing through those pitches but actually crush them.
Strike one on the outside corner to Smith. Remember, the fences were raised here at Coors Field about 10 years ago. They basically doubled the height. It was 8 feet 9 inches before, and now it's 16.6. One on, one out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sugano nearing 90 pitches already. The Dodgers have just put him through the ringer. Smith on the screws into left center field. There will be a green light for Tucker. Dino Ebel is sending him. No throw home. RBI base hit Will Smith. And a 5-0 Dodger lead.
Dino waited and waited and crawled down the third baseline towards home plate before he waved him home. But then he got his arm moving. Will hit this ball really hard, but it's not at an outfielder. They both had to kind of go over to the left center gap. But Dino's creeping down the line, bringing Tucker with him, and now he's saying, come on. As soon as he saw it was going to be McCarthy picking the ball up on arm strength and angle, he said, yeah, you can make it easy.
Freddie Freeman cues one off the end of the bat. Karros will go to second to get the lead runner. The turn won't happen. So Smith off and Freeman on the bases, 2 away in the 4th.
It's a nice play by Kyle Karros, because you could easily have gone to first base, but he decided to go the difficult way and get the lead runner. It took some athleticism to go the opposite way of where you're thrown and throw it accurate over there. A lot of young players would just give up and go to first.
Karros had a Gold Glove in his minor league career. Flashed it. One of the reasons why there. Ball one outside to Teoscar Hernandez, who's going to try and join the fun tonight. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Bullpen active for the Rockies in right field. Popped up. Shallow right. Drifting in Johnston. And that's the last out of the 4th inning. 3.5 innings complete. The Dodgers add another. We all woke up to stunning and devastating news on this Friday. The passing of Angels Hall of Famer Garrett Anderson. And GA was just 53 years old. 17 years in the majors, 15 with the Halos, for whom he's the all-time leader in games played, hits, RBIs. And as one off the top of the wall from Moniak. He played his final big league season with the Dodgers in 2010. Prior to the 8-1-8, he was a star at Kennedy High, a 4th-round pick in the draft to a 3-time All-Star, Silver Slugger, Home Run Derby champ, All-Star Game MVP, and of course a World Series champion and a Game 7 hero. Well, all those things, Oral, pale in comparison to the class and grace with which Garrett Anderson played the game.
Yeah, he had a very slow heartbeat, stoic, a great teammate, fantastic in the community, and what a shock to lose him at 53 years old.
So on behalf of the Dodgers, we pass our love and our deepest condolences to Teresa, their kids, Brianne, Bailey, and Trey, their whole family, and everybody who knew and loved Garrett Anderson, and those in the Angels family as well, as we know that they're all crushed. news that reverberated here in Colorado with the Dodgers, because so many in the clubhouse, on the roster and the staff, knew GA, competed against him, were friends with him, and so there were a lot of memories being shared before the game this afternoon. Ground ball to Freeland at second. That'll be the first out of the fourth. Moniak to third. And the Dodger with probably the heaviest heart might be their first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Of course, Freddie grew up in Orange County at El Medina, and he loved watching two players. Darren Erstad play defense and Garrett Anderson in the batter's box, because, as Freddie put it, loved a guy who every time he stepped in there looked like he was going to hit a bullet over the third baseman's head. And that was inspiring to him. And in 2019, after GA had moved into broadcasting, he found out that he was Freddie Freeman's favorite player. And so they strike up a relationship, both residents of Orange County, and they become golfing buddies and friends. What a special relationship that Freddie Freeman was able to build with one of his childhood heroes. Bouncing ball to third. Muncy thinks about coming home, but goes to first. Trade the run for the out.
With a 5 spot on the board for the Dodgers, Max could have come home, but no, with 5 spot up there, get the out. It would have been bang bang at the plate. He probably had him easy, but that was the tougher throw. He just took the routine.
Two outs, bases empty in the fourth. Now 5-1. Ball one from Glasnow to Ezequiel Tovar. Glasnow hadn't given up a hit his first 3 innings before Moniak's leadoff double.
Very efficient so far. 59 pitches with 2 out in the fourth.
And number 60 is a routine ground out to second. And gets Glasnow through the fourth. Rockies get their first run, but the Dodgers still ahead. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Dodgers 5, Rockies 1. We'll be back for the top of the 5th inning. Max Muncy getting ready to lead off. He'll be followed by Andy Pages and Ha-Seong Kim. Zach Agnos is the new pitcher replacing Tomoyuki Sugano. 4 innings for the Rockies starter. 5 earned runs on 9 hits, including a homer. He walked 2, struck out 3. 91 pitches to finish 4 frames. Ball one outside to Max Muncy, who's having himself a night.
He is. Shohei had a shot and still does at the cycle. Max doing well so far, and you know what? For the guy that was the straw poll winner of the most miserable guy in this weather, he's having himself a night.
Oh yeah.
Let's have it continue.
Couple extra base hits, couple of steak sandwiches. Muncy rips another, a no-doubter off the facing of the second deck.
Stop at third or miss home.
Give up the cycle. Take the bomb.
I told you what you normally would do if you get hot here. 2 doubles and 2 home runs. It's hard to get the cycle, even though there have been 18 in the history of the park. Opened in 1995. The seeds will hurt if it hits you on the cold face. Boy, short, quick, powerful. This one pulled. The other one was to center field. That's a bomb.
Second time he's led off an inning with a home run. Max Muncy. Digging the frigid temps here at Coors Field. So the Dodgers get the run right back. The lead is 5 as Pages pokes one the other way. So new pitcher, same Dodgers.
Max going through the gauntlet. Oh, don't hurt him. Oh, they're rocking the baby right there or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Just keeping the hips loose. You know, it's cold outside. You can't tighten up.
Okay, whatever you say. I'm in the fetus position up here.
I think you're looking for fetal.
That too.
Fetus position.
I don't know. My brain is frozen.
I think the tongue is frozen too.
Have you lost it? No, I have. You have
For
lost
different reasons, both, yes.
Okay.
All the above.
All right.
Unfurl from the fetus position and get ready for Hassan Kim's plate appearance. A ball and 2 strikes.
You're killing me, Smalls. How about you go 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 runs in the third.
Yeah, it's good. Change the subject. I like it.
1 run in the 5th.
I'll follow you.
And here we are. They got a shot to score in every inning.
Kim reached on a walk his last time up in the 3rd, and then he stole second base. Dumps one down right center field. Pages is going to cut from first to 3rd. And the Dodgers with 3 straight hits to begin the inning. Hey, it's function and fashion. Andy Pages. Yes.
Change up that was up. Because it's up, he's still on it off the end of the bat. But that is where you want it when you're just trying to bloop it in out there.
Ball 1 to Alex Freeland. He's 1 for 2 in this game. Doc, I told you I love playing in cold weather. I absolutely love it.
Everybody on the team has a hit except for Teo.
Freeland pops it in the air, left center field, slicing over toward McCarthy. Pages is going to tag from 3rd, and he will score.
McCarthy's arm is very weak. And they have run on it to go to 3rd. They've run on it to get Tucker from 2nd. And now they score on a very routine sac fly that really shouldn't have been. Should have just been an out.
MVP chance in Denver for Shohei Ohtani. 1 on, 1 out, 7-1 LA. Yeah, see, and then when that's new fashion. Some bumps in the road. Figure it out. Ohtani turns on one, but way out in front. That is a loud and long strike. down and in, and then nearly tripped on the ball walking around.
He's smiling because he did not want that ball to hit him in his feet in this cold weather. They're already numb enough.
One and two. It's been an adventurous couple weeks for Ohtani in the batter's box. Remember the throw down in Toronto. He gets his left arm hit. It happens again in the homestand.
Got hit on his pitching scapula on his
gets
back.
Hit by a pitch. This one. There goes pitch in the dirt. Throw down to second. Not in time. Oh, Sung Kim grimacing after stealing his second base of the night.
Got two oven mitts on as he steals down there, not only for warmth, but protect from the burns of the cinders.
No challenge from Colorado. Ohtani goes fishing on a splitter and strikes out.
Wanted that ribeye steak so bad he went off the plate.
Strike one, foul back for Kyle Tucker. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored.
You said that Teo was near the top in the
he was
miserable
at the
poll.
top. It was like the first 3 or 4 votes were for Max Muncy. And I was like, oh, this could be a runaway. And then I think the next 5 were for Teoscar.
And he is the only Dodger without a hit, so he might be number 1 now.
Science.
Yeah.
The ball and 2 strikes. There was a discussion about, hey, are you going to do the icy hot or any of the creams, right? That some people use in cold weather to combat it. And Teo and actually a couple of the Dodgers are there. There's no, because you put that on, and then if there's a breeze after you start running around and get sweaty, then you're just uncomfortable.
Well, and it's warm when you put it on, but
Yeah.
when your pores open up after you start sweating, it gets burned. Like, you have to put it on and know I can take like 2 more levels of this because that's where it's going.
Tucker couldn't hold up. A strikeout, back-to-back Ks to get Agnos out of the 5th inning. But Max Muncy with another home run, having a night in a frigid night in Denver.
Step along the way.
Plan a perfect Dodger date night on April 24th. Purchase a special ticket pack for an exclusive blanket. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Glasnow's first pitch of the 5th popped in the air for Teoscar Hernandez.
Very, very efficient, especially when you look at the number of strikeouts. 5 through the first time through the order, none so far in the second time through the order. But he's definitely mixed in the double play ball and a lot of grounders. Just one little spot double the second time around in the order with the 2 walks.
Now bringing it back to the anonymous straw poll. Some asked, hey, is this position player specific? Because if it was opened up to pitchers, I think some might have wanted to choose Tyler Glasnow, but up to this point, he looks plenty comfortable.
Oh, he looks great.
Curveball away. Balls 2 strikes.
You start to feel really good when your team gets your runs. You feel even better when you're being really efficient. And you get your strikeouts.
Popped him up. Shallow right center. Carries to Tucker for out number 2.
Not been prejudiced on how he gets the outs. First time through the order, mostly Ks. Second time through the order, mostly ground balls. This inning, 2 in the air.
Rockies have still yet to complete their second time through the order. Here's Kyle Karros. First pitch swinging to left center. Pages strips over and calmly makes the catch. A calm 1-2-3 inning on 8 pitches for Tyler Glasnow. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Good times for the Dodger offense, kicking off this 4-game set against the Rockies. 7 runs on 12 hits in the first 5 innings. And still plenty of ball game left to add to it. Will Smith has been a factor tonight. He's factored in on 3 runs. Sacrifice fly in the first. He scored a run in the third, and he drove in another in the fourth.
Top 3 guys, 3 runs. Middle 3 guys, 3 runs. Bottom 3 guys, 1 run.
Gets jammed and pops out. Fourth trip up to the plate for Freddie Freeman. First pitch to left center, right at Doyle. 2 out. Strike 1 called on Teoscar Hernandez. Kept off the score sheet so far. 0 for 3. He's punched out twice. And behind 0-2.
Theo got to get himself a hit. Feel a little bit better in this weather and enjoying the parade the team has had going on. Keep the string alive. Not miss scoring in any inning.
Down on 3 pitches. That was a quick inning for Agnos. The Dodgers go down in order for the first time. Still 7-1.
There. Tyler Glasnow has been very, very good. They have supported him with the run support. He has supported them back with 5 Ks. He has really leaned on his fastball tonight. 68 pitches, 41 heaters.
Say, sorry, I was just caught on heaters. Space heaters? Is there one available? On the ground to second. Backhanded by Freeland. Good start for Glasnow in the 6th.
We have some veteran cameramen here in Colorado that bring space heaters, and they have them in the dugout. But we have yet to have a nice enough cameraman that would loan us one.
Hey, now, don't besmirch Tom's good name.
You brought his name up. I did.
He did the anti-Lloyd Christmas. He had extra gloves, and he offered them up.
That was very nice of him. For you.
Yes. You've had extra gloves the whole time? Yeah. And the Rockies. One out, base is empty. 7-1 Dodgers.
I wear one glove for no apparent reason. The other glove has to work my phone. The other hand.
You know they have technology now where you can have gloves that you can also use.
They also have them for fly fishing.
I'm not sure I see the correlation.
Well, they cut the fingers off so that your fingers and your dexterity of tying your flies and working with your fly rod. And the people here in Colorado know about that because they're very outdoorsy and they do a lot of fly fishing here.
Took the scenic route, but we got there.
It's 7-1. There's a lot of time for scenic routes.
Fair enough, Bulldog. Fair enough. Laura Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, Stephen Elson, and our amazing crew both traveling and here at Coors Field. We always love coming here and working with these good folks. Glasnow's 3-1. Hit on the ground to the right side. No problems for Freeland.
Kirsten, do you have a space heater?
Maybe.
What? Oh.
But to be fair, I didn't for most of the game. And Kier, who's doing our audio down here, he was like, oh my goodness, I have a space heater because my toes were going numb down here. Like, at least your guys' toes are covered. So I needed to take it. I'm sorry.
No. We're joking. You absolutely.
We don't usually go barefoot up here.
No.
Okay, I have on shoes, Oral.
No.
Well, you're the one that said our toes are covered up here.
You know, by a wall. Mine's in the outdoor space, you know?
Okay.
And Kirsten, that's to say nothing of the summertime games where she is left to cook down there and we're in,
That's
the booth
true.
with its shaded fans.
And in those games, sometimes her toes are not covered.
That is very true.
She wears open toe shoes.
In those games I do. And I have a fan that has a mister.
Wow.
I have learned a few things, and it means space heater, blanket that I took from the plane that we flew on yesterday.
Oh,
might have
you
come ready.
stole stuff from the plane.
No.
Borrowed.
Yes, borrowed. And I don't think they want me to give it back to them, but.
So now we're the only ones without space heaters.
That's all right. We're built for this.
Okay.
On a 1-2. Moniak fouls one back. He has been the quote-unquote problem Rocky tonight for Tyler Glasnow. And a 9-pitch walk in the first inning, and then he doubled for the first hit of the game, leading off the fourth, scored the Rockies' lone run. And spoils that curve. Still 1-2. Sits him down. Another strikeout for Glasnow. Another clean inning of work. 7-1 LA on to the 7th inning. Max Muncy is going to lead off the 7th inning. Here's what he did in the second. A leadoff home run. And then a double in the third. And then he led off the 5th with another blast. So 3 for 3, 2 homers and a double. Quickly 0-2. They had a 3-home run game against Texas and then a 5-game stretch in which he was 1 for 17 with 9 punch outs. He's back on track tonight. But down on 3 pitches as Agnos starts the 7th with a K.
It was the pitch prior to the strikeout that he wanted to hit. It was a high cutter, but then he got him with a little changeup away.
Put off for Andy Pages, digging in with 1 out and the base is empty, taking a strike. Dodgers with 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, a pair in the 5th, held off the score sheet for the first time in the 6th. One of the coldest Dodger games on record. The coldest was in 1996. It was 34 degrees for a game at Wrigley. Temperatures on this Friday in Denver were not much higher than that. Depending on which weather service you looked at, it was between 34 and 37. But the bats have kept that dugout warm, along with the space heaters, but definitely the bats.
At the beginning of this game, we didn't see their breath, but now in the second half of the game, we're starting to see almost everyone's breath. So it is definitely dropped a little bit more, I should say. But it's definitely warmer in the Dodger dugout than the Rocky dugout.
Fourth plate appearance for Ha-Seong Kim. He's reached twice and stolen 2 bases. Foul ball. Agnos actually doing terrific work to help preserve that Rocky bullpen for this long series. About to throw his 40th pitch in relief of Sugano, who only lasted 4.
He's gotten some quick outs. He's gotten a lot of outs since he's been in there. Yep.
Bouncing ball to first. It's in fair territory, and the Rockies turn 2. What a play by Rumfield, just inside the line. Dave Roberts out of the dugout has palms to the sky. But as it's called on the field, the inning is over. Andy Pages is still standing on second, and Kim is not going anywhere from first. 7-1 Dodgers. Stand and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep. Back here at Coors Field, Tyler Glasnow just got a swing and a miss against TJ Rumfield, who made the play ending the last half inning, sparking some confusion and frustration from the Dodgers.
Fair foul call on a ball short of a base is the home plate umpires. After it passes the base, it is the base umpire's call. After it passes the base, it's reviewable. But short of the base, I do not think it's reviewable. It's just the home plate umpire's call. Another guy in another ballpark other than the one that we're broadcasting here with no sleeves.
Jack Dreyer, first Dodger reliever up throwing in the bullpen. But for Tyler Glasnow, only 22 pitches in the first inning, but after that just has seemingly been on cruise control.
A maximum after that of 14 And actually, in the 5th, used 8.
Ground ball to Freddie Freeman. He'll take himself. Dodgers leading by 6. They need 8 more outs. Start this series and this road trip the right way. Fastball at 95, 0-2 on Johnston.
When someone gets up in the bullpen, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be coming in, but they're going to give guys in the bullpen a lot more time to get loose in this weather.
Strike 3 called. Corner catches the curve. And Glasnow has 7 punch-outs.
22nd curveball that he's thrown tonight, and this one is a strike on the corner. Just over 50% of those curveballs have been strikes, and that leads us to Jumbo Jacks.
7 tonight from the Dodgers starter means a free burger for you tomorrow in Los Angeles, after, of course, you buy a large drink. Swinging strike 1 for Tovar. He has 1 of the 7 Ks. That came back in the 2nd inning. 0 for 2 in total. Pushed in the air to right field. Tucker on the run. Can't make the catch at the wall. And it's a 2-out double for Ezequiel Tovar.
Ball was well struck and had good carry and just out of the reach of Tucker. Nice job by Pages getting over there and playing the carom.
Woody Andy out in center field, getting ready for the first pitch to Brett Sullivan.
Tyler Glasnow wants to get up the tunnel if this is his last inning. In a good mood. Only the 1 scratch run by Colorado.
Ground ball to second. Handled by Freeland. The 2-out double is stranded. 7 sensational innings for Glasnow. Just 11 pitches in the 7th inning. And the Dodgers continue to lead.
Promotions.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup, rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Dodger offense back to the plate. It'll be 8-9-1 due up, starting with Alex Freeland. Do you remember the coldest game you ever played?
When I went to Cleveland, the first game in 1995 was snowed out. And the next night was pretty cold. Playoff games in Cleveland. And the 88 playoff games in New York were really cold. We had sleet and rain in New York when we played the Mets. So I had a lot of cold games.
Grew up in the cold too.
Yeah,
molded by it.
Born in Buffalo, college in Ohio. Lived a year in Toronto, Canada.
Ohtani to right, but right at Johnston. 2 gone.
Take cold weather right into this promo. The Dodgers celebrating Women's Night on April 28th. Grab your special ticket package and get your exclusive quarter zip sweater presented by UCLA Health. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Need more than a quarter zip sweater tonight.
4 layers, different sizes.
You could have the quarter zip under your coat.
Yes. Bases cleared, 2 down. Kyle Tucker slices the first pitch to left. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning on 5 pitches for Agnos. But the Dodgers lead comfortably 7-1. On the next episode of Backstage Dodgers, Miguel Rojas and Clayton Kershaw are mic'd up as they receive their World Series rings. Plus, the Dodgers head back to Toronto as Andy Pages and Miguel Rojas relive their biggest World Series moments. Backstage Dodgers, Wednesday after the postgame show. An excellent outing for Tyler Glasnow. His first career start in Coors Field. He goes 7 innings, just 1 run on 2 hits, 2 walks, struck out 7. 92 pitches to finish 7 innings. Comparatively, Tomoyuki Sugano had 91 pitches, and he only got through 4 for Colorado. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. It's Jack Dreyer's ball now.
This is his 8th outing of the year. He's only had 1 little rough one against Toronto. That's why the ERA is at 2.84, but 95% of his outings have been very, very good. His last outing 4 days ago, he's had 4 days rest, only a 5-pitch, 1-inning outing.
Doyle down on 3 pitches.
It's starting to feel like a spring training getaway now that the score is out of whack and the temperature has dropped so low. Everybody is swinging early. People swing early against Glasnow because they don't want to get to his curveball and his other stuff. He was filling it up with the strike zone, with the slider, with the curveball, with the fastball, both of them, the sinker and the 4-seamer. Talking about his mechanics there and his leg and his hand position.
2 quick strikes on Kyle Karros.
Talking to Connor McGinnis.
Dodgers assistant pitching coach and the man.
It's hard not to pull for Kyle Karros.
Possible.
When Dad is such a close friend.
Spoils the 0-2 slider.
I always got more nervous watching my kids play than playing myself. I think it's much harder to watch than it is to do.
I think if EK was sitting next to us, he would wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Another 0-2 from Dryer. Another foul ball from Karros. High curve, check swing, but no swing. This will be the 8th pitch from Dryer to Karros. Upstairs, 2-2. You know, you talk about watching your kids play. Well, EK, as we talked about earlier, was here last August when Kyle hit his first career home run. It was against the Dodgers. The first couple plate appearances, there were 2 strikeouts. And there's a strikeout for Karros here, second out of the 8th inning. And EK, he moved from his seat after each strikeout. He's like, oh, I can't stay here. He struck out. And so then he finally ended up in the nosebleeds, and then Kyle hit the home run, so he stayed there for the rest of the day.
Maybe that's where he is tonight. That's why we haven't seen him.
First pitch strike to Jake McCarthy, the number 9 hitter. Swings through, strike 2. Entering last Saturday, Jack Dreyer had never struck out the side in an inning. He did so against the Rangers. He's one pitch away from doing it again against the Rockies. Broken bat. It'll pop up to the back of the infield. Ha-Seong Kim is there. A 1-2-3-8 for Dreyer. We go to the 9th. Dodgers up 7-1. Stay tuned. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is next. Presented by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung in the warm, temperature-controlled studio. Thanks to Jerry Harrison Jr. and Adrian Gonzalez. Highlights, post-game interviews from on-site with Kirsten Watson in the Dodger clubhouse, and much more. That's Access Sportsnet Dodgers next. I think Jay Harris' board said rolling.
I think it did. He needs to get it rolling a little bit quicker to get it up and see the writing. Come on, JR. You can do it. Took him a long time to think of the right word.
It's the lefty Brennan Bernardino facing Will Smith. Top of the 9th. Dodgers up 7-1. First of 13 games in 13 days. The first for being here at Denver with this forecast and some of the weird weather. Up and down temps we expect to see in this wraparound series. It could be taxing this stretch, but it's early in the year.
Is that Max?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This is the one the Dodgers wanted to win and didn't need to win, but as far as the way the rotation lays out, Glasnow being the surest thing, and then you got Sheehan and Sasaki and then Robo, a bunch of youngsters following in this series. I think they'll be very disappointed to come out of Colorado with less than 3 wins. And they might be looking at a road trip where 6-1 is the low bar, what they're hoping for. 5-1 on the road coming into this, where they played Washington and Toronto, and now they have Colorado and San Francisco for 7. 4 here, 3 in San Francisco. Both of those teams are at the bottom of the National League West.
Smith down swinging, 1 gone in the 9th. Yeah, piggybacking on your points. Oh, I mean, the Dodgers 14-4, best record in baseball, won 3 in a row. And yeah, I believe just 1.5. Granted, it's way too early to be standings watching, but that's because the Padres won 8 straight. So another season, those 2 teams duking it out in the West.
Very rarely do you look at the Rockies and come in here and think it's like a trap series where you're going to let down, because pitchers know it's a challenge to pitch here, so it makes you really focus. And hitters come here and really want to stack up on the stats. So they were really focused, like, this can help me have from a good year to a great year if I can really do it here. Other places, yeah, you can think about them as trap series in certain cities against certain teams that are not that good, especially when there's a really good team on the horizon in the next series. But here, it's a grind, and pitchers don't like coming here, and hitters love coming here.
Freddie Freeman just playing pepper up there, fouling ball after ball away. Abusing the field mic behind home plate. Base hit.
What a hitter. What a hitter.
You're up here shaking your head, Bulldog.
Up there just admiration for the way he grinds it out, the way he fights and battles every at bat. Started the game off with a double off the right field wall, barreling it up, then goes walk, then a fielder's choice, and out, and now another base hit, and just grinding out everything, no matter what the temperature, what the situation. He doesn't rise to the big moments. He is just the same and brings the same quality, and it turns into a huge moment.
Last chance for Teoscar Hernandez. 0 for 4. He's struck out 3 times.
That is insult to injury. The only guy in the lineup without a hit was struck out 3 times and flown out to right, and now this. No padding there except for the shoe. When they get back in the box, it hasn't stopped hurting. It's just at a tolerable level.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Santiago Espinal has a bat. He's on deck in Max Muncy's place. Check swing, Tapper. Sullivan's throw in time. 2 outs in the 9th. Freeman now on second.
If Teo would have been safe, his foot would have felt a lot better. Now jogging back to the dugout, it hurts a lot.
Santiago Espinal, a .500 career hitter, lifetime at Coors Field, 6 for 12. Bounces a strike foul at third. Close the line on Muncy. 3 for 4 with 3 extra base hits, 2 homers, a double. Drove in 3. And that's a good night. Ground ball to third. One hopper to Karros. The throw across is a good one. And so Freeman stranded. The Dodgers need 3 more outs. Jack Dreyer will try to get him in the 9th. Next. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA. Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. It's a 7-1 lead for the Dodgers. Jack Dreyer on for a second inning out of the bullpen. Tyler Glasnow pitched the first 7, was terrific. The Rockies to just 2 hits.
Dodger pitchers continue to be efficient, the 2 of them, throwing strikes, getting ahead. Rockies are swinging, and they're putting them away.
Be the top of the order for Colorado, bottom of the 9th, trailing by 6. Temps in the 30s all day on this Friday. Snow earlier had to be cleared. Day 1 of this 4-game series. By the time this series ends on Monday, it's supposed to get up to 80 degrees. It is Colorado after all. How quickly things can change. Flip to left. Teoscar Hernandez in foul ground. Can't make the catch. And more importantly, though, he was able to read the wall before he crashed into it.
He has been a warrior out there at the plate. Not finding any success, but still concentrating, hustling down the line at first, trying to get an infield hit. Very professional night for him.
I know Dave Roberts talked before the Dodgers left LA about wanting to use the whole roster in this 4-game series against the Rockies. You wonder with Teoscar Hernandez still in there if he's going to have his off day tomorrow.
4-game series in Colorado, because of the altitude, a lot of times the regulars do get one of the days rest, and they rotate that usually. They worry about dehydration here. They worry about the oxygen levels, the height. Just these guys are just getting a little exercise.
It's Edwin Diaz and Edgardo Enriquez in the Dodger bullpen. The 2-2 to Julian is up and in, full count.
What they're watching is Jack Dreyer's pitch count. It's not situational as far as number of runners on base or the scoreboard. It is totally, if you guys are used tonight, you take as much time as you want. We're not going to let him go over, let's say, 35 pitches, or they've given him a certain number to watch.
Ball 4 and a leadoff walk.
That walk will make the guys in the bullpen that are possibly going to throw a little bit more in earnest.
The first 4 Rockies in the order, all left-handed hitters starting this game against Glasnow. So Dodgers leaving their own lefty Dreyer in there. Strike 1 to Mickey Moniak. Ground ball right side. Freeman to Kim. The throw back not in time, but they get the lead runner and the first out of the inning.
Best thing for the Dodgers right now, for the bullpen, for Jack Dreyer, is to get a double play ball. Get it quick. Get out of this weather and book the W.
Field's put a couple of balls on the ground tonight in addition to a strikeout. It's fouled away. Strike one. Good slider to jump ahead 1-2, but a helmet tap from Rumfield.
The pitch was low to strike. The batter's challenging.
ABS challenge for the Rockies, powered by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. That's a strike.
The pitch was a strike. Colorado has no more challenges remaining.
Here's the pitch. And just missed. 2-2. Strike three.
With no challenges left. That's painful. But it's borderline. Does it catch the corner? It barely a little low.
Colorado down to its final out. First pitch, fly to right center. Andy Pages makes the call and the catch. That's a win for LA. The Dodger bats get hot in the frigid Coors Field temperatures, and they take the opener 7-1.
String runs together in the first 5 innings, and that was enough, especially with Glasnow as good as he was tonight.
So the Dodgers win their 4th straight game, 15-4 on the season. They'll hand the ball to Emmett Sheehan tomorrow and try and take command of this series. Coming up next, Access Sportsnet Dodgers to break this one down. For Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and our crew, Mike Levy producing, Ben Dillenberger directing. I'm Stephen Ellison. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow from Denver.